Again, I have to do another one. I had to do another one. uh, I'm gonna get into some wrestling because I'm a wrestling fan and I enjoy wrestling. Uh, WWE. Um, I do like AEW, but I have not watched it. I ain't gonna lie to you for like a year. A year. But what happened to AEW? What happened that 5 years ago? It was the talk of the town. Uh, People had somewhere else to go instead of WWE. Now it's just straight declining. Um, my opinion. This is my opinion. I know some of the AEW hardcore fans because I don't. I'm gonna start trying to watch. I'm gonna start trying to watch AEW. But my opinion is the storytelling is no good. Um, Too many belts, too many effing belts, and too much silliness. Silliness. Excuse me. Uh, Not enough storytelling. Too much glass and excuse me, chair shots here and there. It's just not. It's just not good. I mean, you saw the decline where it's now down to 500,000 viewers watching AEW. And people are not interested in no more. And then I will say, let's be real. When CM Punk got fired and he went to WWE, I mean, it even got hotter over there on WWE. So AEW right now is just like they need to reboot, start getting some storytelling, start getting where people have heels and baby faces, and because 1 minute this wrestler's a heel, the next thing you know he's a baby face, and he's a baby face back to a heel. So it confuses a lot of the wrestlers. Excuse me, a lot of wrestling fans. Also, too, you need to introduce to the American fans like myself who are some of these guys from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, you got all the big, all the guys, all the streamers, the top streamers that know all these guys. But you need somebody like me that's coming in that doesn't know who who's this wrestler here. Introduce us to us. Let me know. Let me get into this character, you know? And then also too, don't put us down that if we don't know who this wrestler is that comes from New Japan or Ring of Honor, educate us. You know what I mean? And so some of these hardcore AEW fans that come out here and just sit there and make fun of us, or they don't, they want to talk down to us because we don't know. But you want somebody like me to come intrigue and say, "Hey, I'm coming in. I want to watch AEW. I want to see what this wrestling promotion is about. I want to see what Tony Khan's got going on." And when you keep just tearing us apart, well, we just go and watch WWE or NXT, because if you be real with it, WWE is telling stories, you know. So I know I should be talking about AEW, but WWE had their pay-per-view in Scotland, and people were mad that Drew McIntyre got screwed by CM Punk. But it's a storytelling. It's a storytelling that goes maybe to SummerSlam, Hell in a Cell, the match out there, Army, or so on and so on. I mean, you got to look at all these wrestlers don't need belts. We need good storytelling. We need stories that where we can invest in these wrestlers, and that's where AEW is falling off of it. They're not telling any stories. They're not getting us intrigued to say, okay, I want to look at Mercedes Moe and her story. I want to look at Willow. Willow is a popular baby face right now. She's doing her thing, but you're from what I'm seeing, you're kind of pushing her away when you have something hot right there. It's the same thing. I mean, I'm shifting from AEW to WWE. Chad Gable, Otis is. People are interested. How is Otis going to break away from Chad Gable? You know what I mean? And then, is Chad Gable going to finally get that belt? Is he going to get his new squad to come and be on his team and get rid of Otis? You know, But yeah, AEW is in a decline right now. People are just not tuned into it because they're not interested in it. You know, they're not interested, especially I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat. Chris Jericho. You know, Chris Jericho needs to just take some time and just kind of go away for a while where people can actually miss him. You know, people can actually sit there and say, you know what, we haven't seen him in a long time. Well, let's get back. But when he's there constantly, you know, and people don't want him no more, people don't want to see him as much, excuse me, then that's a problem. And then also to the commentary team, you know, Taz on point, but the Tony Schiavone's and what's the other guy with the mask? I mean, you guys could tell me. I mean, Excalibur, yeah, that's his name, I believe. Those guys. I mean, that's what comes with it too. Commentary. People love to hear the commentary. People love to hear the funny jokes, uh, that the commentators are getting into the wrestling, just like how we want to get into it. You know, make us. You got to visualize that we want to get in there. We want to visualize it, but you know, AEW has to really find what they need to do. They really need a reboot. They really need to go back and have a reboot. And Tony Khan needs to stop with this, you know, getting mad when people criticize him, like the Jim Cornettes, the Eric Bischoffs, you know, the Conans, you know, so on, your top streamers, and sit there and really think about, like, look, I got this promotion. Stop worrying about fucking WWE. You got to stop worrying about them. Stop fucking worrying about what they're doing over there. They're $1 billion company. So they're doing their thing. You just need to be AEW and keep doing what you're doing. I mean, reboot, tell good stories, have a good commentary team, and you might as well get rid of Collision. Get rid of that shit. You know what I mean? Nobody's even fucking watching that. And, you know, time is ticking because when college football comes and, you know, the NFL comes back and then NBA comes back, you know, in October, November, whenever, right? Nobody's gonna give a damn about that fucking Collision. Let's just be real. Especially when football comes back, because football comes back, no one is going to care about that goddamn show Collision, because you got a lot of college football that happens on Fridays and Saturdays, and then you got the NFL on Sundays and Monday night, Thursday night football too. So Tony Khan needs to really get his head out of his ass. Stop worrying about WWE. Stop worrying about them because they're doing their thing. You need to do your thing. Okay. So maybe you need to start small with some small venues and then build yourself back up because you're declining. You know, you went from 1 million, then 800,000, 600,000. Now this week you have 500,000 viewers that people are tuning in and watching. No one cares. No one cares right now because there is no goddamn storytelling in your fucking shows. You need to get it together. Get it together and say, okay, I'm gonna reboot. I'm not worried about WWE. Okay. I'm gonna start telling some stories. I want people to know a lot of these wrestlers that are coming from another, you know, promotion, New Japan, Ring of Honor, that are in here, and work with them and tell good stories. You know what I mean? Heel versus babyface, you know, where we can tune in and say, okay, and then we can't wait for next week, you know. But yeah, that's my little stream right there. That's my little rant with AEW. I don't hate AEW. I love AEW. I think AEW is a good promotion. I think it's you know, the Forbidden. Although it's a good promotion to watch, you know, instead of WWE at a time, because we got to be real. WWE they don't put on the greatest shows. They put on a lot of boring shows too. But they always have good storytelling. And then, you know, you got to look at Raw, their stack, and NXT. From what I'm saying, that NXT is doing better ratings than you guys, so they're bringing in TNA people into NXT, and yeah, you know, you got to look at that. And Tony Khan, this is just said, axe Collision, put that money away, invest more in Dynamite. And if you're gonna do Rampage, I mean, okay, you can do Rampage, but you're going against SmackDown, and SmackDown right now, you know, even though it's not the best show, it's really a boring show. But once Roman comes back and they're doing their bloodline and they're doing the Civil War shit, Good luck on that, because people gonna tune in, and we're gonna see where Paul Heyman stands soon. Is he gonna be with Roman, or is he gonna go with Solo Sikoa? You know, yeah, AEW is just not interesting right now, and then it's just too many belts. I keep saying it's too many goddamn belts. This person got a belt. She got a belt. Everybody, baby mama got a belt at AEW. And then they're gonna do this mixed tag team bullshit for belts, and I'm like, Tony, come on now, bro. Just really, you know, like with the Young Bucks. I think you guys are really kind of messing that up, because they can have so much heat. They got the bad heat. They got the heat where no one cares. No one cares about Jack Perry. Jack Perry shouldn't even been in that fraction. He should have just been on his own. Had his girlfriend, should have been this snobby and saying that I got this. My father, Luke Perry, and I got this, I got money and all this, and piss off, get a lot of heat. But that's come to where there's a lack of storytelling. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you guys think about AEW. I know I'm going to probably get a lot of hate, or if you guys don't even want, if you guys do watch this, but AEW really needs to reboot and stop worrying about WWE. Stop worrying about the next program and just do your program. Start small, build yourself back up. You know what I mean? And then once you start building yourself back up to where you can get the fans, AEW fans, or just wrestling fans generally, to come go to your shows, then you can do that. But you can't do competition with WWE, because WWE is just $1 billion company. You know what I mean? And they're worldwide. You just saw last month they were in France, and they tore the roof off. The fans tore that off. And then Scotland, they really tore the roof off. I'm sure they're going to do more international wrestling venues. You know what I mean? And they already got Saudi money, so what more can you say? So yeah, and then and NXT is gradually really coming up little by little. I'm digging what they're doing right now, and I enjoy. I'm a Booker T fan, so I don't give a fuck what anybody say. I love his commentary, and when he does the intro for Trick Williams, I love it. That's just my shit right there. He go, yeah, uh-huh. I love that shit. So shout out to Booker T, man. Shout out to him doing this thing on commentary, and then he has his wrestling promotion too out in Texas too. So, but like I said, man, Tony Khan needs to just get it together, man. He needs to really stop, just do his thing, tell good stories. Every match doesn't have to be freaking bloody, blood. That John Moxley shit. It doesn't really. It doesn't really have to have that. You could just, do better. Get your ratings up, because they're declining, and you have an opportunity right now, like I said, before football comes out, because once football comes, no one's going to really pay no attention. You know what I mean? Especially I live here in South Carolina, so you got a lot of hardcore football fans out here. They passionate about their team, and yeah. So I'm done with this. I'm about to go and checking on you guys later. But if you like what you hear, like, subscribe. Akuma's 81. T from your boy T right here, South Carolina. I'm out. Peace.